Hi there everyone, I'm the guy from the Gamertag. I hope you're all well and I hope you're all staying safe. Today I want to talk about Rainbow Six Siege because one of the really interesting things that was discussed during the 6 Invitational 2020 was the Year 5 and Year 6 roadmap. And one of the things that has definitely caught a lot of people's attention is their revamped ping system. Now this clearly takes a lot of inspiration from Apex Legends, and rightfully so. It's a very robust and really helpful system. But I think in this game it could change a lot of things, and it could definitely make some operator reworks possible. The one that I think is most important, it could open up a possibility of a complete Jackal rework. Currently, we're all quite frustrated playing against him. It's annoying that he gets banned constantly, because it means that the pick and ban phase is boring, especially on console. You can almost guarantee you're going to see Jackal, Blitz, Caveira and Echo get banned. They are the most common bans, and quite frankly it does get kind of boring. A lot of the time you're now finding people just messing about and picking random operators because they just get sick of the same bans. But I think the reason that Jackal gets banned so often is that, unfortunately, despite the changes, he is still frustrating to play against. You still get situations where he will find your footsteps, he'll start tracking you, you wave off the first wave, and then he tracks you again, and you just get followed again. And it's quite frustrating because you know that people know exactly where you are, and it's sometimes difficult to get yourself into a position where you could hold off an attack from multiple directions. And the way I think Jackal could be reworked with this ping system is by making him a little bit more like Bloodhound from Apex Legends. The way I would rework him is make it so that he can see all the footsteps, and he can keep following them for as long as he wants to. He can still scan the footsteps, but all that does is it means it overlays those footsteps alone on his heads-up display. He is still the only person who sees that. Now, the way you can introduce the ping system into this is that, much like Apex Legends, he can see the footprints and he can ping them as he goes along. He can tell people that someone's gone through here or is on the trail, and that way he can still communicate where the enemy was to his teammates, which then still allows them to act on that information. It's going to be less specific than it is now, but it definitely makes him more of the tracking operator that he was supposed to be. This also would help curb his power in late round, because I've had this particular clip in the background where I managed to get this round win because I was able to scan the alibi and know that she was a floor below me with no way of stopping me planting. That was stupidly powerful, and I think that would encourage Jackal's role to be hunting down roamers early on in the round. That is what his intention as a character was supposed to be, but unfortunately his character is now just manhunt whenever he finds your footsteps. I still think the defender should still get access to the audio cue to let them know they're being tracked. So when Jackal scans their footsteps and is able to follow them and them alone, it means that the defender would still get the audio cue saying you are being tracked, you're being followed, so that they can then act on that information. They could then, if they're smart enough and have the right situational awareness, set a trap for the Jackal by circling their footsteps, making it somewhat confusing to follow them, and it could definitely lead to some interesting counterplay. But of course, this would only become available with the ping system in the game. In the current state of the game, it wouldn't work because Jackal, being the only person able to see the footsteps, would make him then underpowered like he used to be. He would then be very difficult to play. Some players would obviously be very good at it. Some players would be fantastic at tracking people down. But it would mean that the team would not get the benefit of the information, which was part of the reason he was introduced, to provide the information on roamers to his team. So by hybridizing this rework with the ping system means that Jackal can still contribute information to his team, but it's nowhere near as oppressive for the defenders. They still have the chance to maneuver, they still have the chance to evade, and they can set traps for these attackers if they are smart enough and they have the right awareness. I think that would add a lot more interesting dynamics and counterplay to this character, and it would also hopefully mean that there's a new slot freed up in the pick and bans. The only concern I really do have for this ping system is about the feedback the defenders will get when attackers are watching them on drones or cameras. I'm sure they've already thought well ahead with this, but currently when you get spotted on a drone or camera, you get that clear icon saying you have been spotted. That is a very useful bit of information. You know whether you're actually being stealthy or not, you know whether your position has been given away. And I really think that needs to stay in the game, and I hope that with this new ping system that isn't lost. I don't think it needs to tell them everything, so if your trap gets spotted, it doesn't need to tell you that, but as long as you know when you as a player have been spotted, and that still stays in the game, I'll be happy, because I think that is a very important feature. And generally, I'm really excited to see where the changes will go. Watching the reveal of the house rework live was absolutely hysterical, just watching the crowd audio bombing it, and it is interesting to see that they're trying to actually change some of the core concepts behind this game. In terms of my own gameplay, I've actually recently unlocked Gridlock and Mozzie. I haven't necessarily got on with Mozzie so well, I've just not quite gelled with his weapons yet, but I'm really enjoying playing Gridlock. She is a really powerful character. Admittedly, it's a selective set of power, because if you aren't in the building or you're not in a proper position to make use of her utility, she's not really that good. She's really awkward in those situations. But if you get yourself in a position where you can use her gadget and use her smoke grenades, she is almost unstoppable. She makes the defenders' lives very difficult. In fact, in this clip I'm showing you in the background, it was a really cool moment for me. I was squadding up with my mate and we were pushing the Archives objective on Bank. Unfortunately, I won't be able to display the sound for you because my recording setup at the moment doesn't allow me to record game audio. But where I'd thrown my track stingers into kitchen, I heard a defender trying to punch through those as I was trying to revive my mate. That meant I could turn around and I was able to take out the Mozzie who was trying to flank us. That was such a cool moment. Being able to use her gadget and responding to the feedback it gave me was really fun. And I've just really enjoyed this character because once you get into the building, if you get into the right position, her utility is incredible. She has so much power for her team and I've really enjoyed playing as her. But as a final notice, I do want to say, with these weird times we're living in with the COVID-19 outbreak, please do stay at home. I'm not saying this because I think people will listen to me or that I think my message is important. It's because it really is as dangerous as people are making it out to be. I will admit that a lot of the time I feel like politicians talk their asses and spend their time just making U-turns. But I really think they are worth listening to on this one. But I would say, please stay indoors, protect the health services, and just try and keep yourself safe. Please try and stop this spreading any more than it has to. It is strange, I'm finding working from home is a really weird experience. I am fortunate enough to still be working, but it is still an unusual change of lifestyle for me. As a result of this, if you have any questions or you just want to have a chat in the comment section, or maybe even just messaging me on Twitter, feel free to do that. Obviously, in Monday to Friday, I'm less likely to respond throughout most of the day because I will be working, but I'm more than happy to have a chat if anyone just wants to, because one of the hardest parts is sometimes feeling alone during these times. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay at home, stay safe. I've been the guy from the Gamertag, and I'll see you on another video.